Hello, my fellow Christian fiction lovers. Welcome to another video. Today, and by we I mean me, am going to be reading the first book in the Chronicles of Narnia series. As I read today, I will be enjoying my own version of Dirty Soda. I feel like these have, I don't know if they've taken over the internet because I'm not really on the internet, but I feel like soda mixtures are very popular right now, and my future brother and sister-in-law kind of taught us how to sort of like make them a couple months ago, and so I've literally been having one like every day because I love the like prebiotic sodas like poppies and olipop. I think balloons are another one. But anyway, today I'm having a poppy orange cream soda with about half a tablespoon of sugar-free vanilla syrup, and then I think 1.5 tablespoons of frothed heavy whipping cream. And it just is it looks so good, and it literally tastes like an orange creamsicle, and I love it. Anyway, moving on to today's topic. So I have finished the Lord of the Rings series, so we are moving on to the Chronicles of Narnia. Now, unlike Lord of the Rings, I have indeed read the Chronicles of Narnia before, but it has been a hot minute. It has been since I was probably 11 or 12 years old, genuinely. Now, in the grand scheme of life, that's like 9 or 10 years ago because I'm 21, so like not that long ago, but a lot of life happens between 11 years old and 21 years old. Like all of middle school, all of high school, for me, all of college. So a lot of growing, a lot of development, and beyond beyond The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe and The Magician's Nephew, I don't really remember all that goes on in this series. I remember some of the book after The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, but genuinely, it's all kind of a muddle in my brain. So I can't wait to dive back in. Now, in all honesty, I was fully prepped to read The Magician's Nephew today, but I got a comment last night that was like, oh, it wasn't a hate comment or anything like that. It was just someone said that they were surprised to see The Magician's Nephew first as the first Chronicles of Narnia book I was reading in my April TBR. And so I looked it up, and apparently it's a huge debate about whether or not you're supposed to read them in chronological order or publication order. And after reading a couple of articles, I was swayed. I was convinced that you are supposed to read them in chronological order. I was, well, not supposed to, because I don't want to judge anybody, but I've chosen that that's the way I'm going to do it, is in publication order. So, switching gears, we are doing The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe today, and not The Magician's Nephew. Again, I'm the most familiar with this book, so I don't think it's going to take me very long. It is very short, and I know there are some illustrations in this one, so yeah. Anyway, enough talking. Let's get into it. We are 70 pages deep into The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and I forgot how enchanting this little book is. Oh my goodness. Like, no wonder I fell in love with it as a kid, and no wonder so many people just adore it so much. It's crazy to me to think that we're only 70 pages in, but I already feel like I know the four siblings pretty well, and maybe that's because I have read it before, so like I kind of already know their character qualities more than if this was the first time I was reading it. But it's like, oh, like I remember Lucy and Edmund and like all of them. I just kind of remember like who they are and what they're about, and I had forgotten some key things that have already happened. This is going to be spoilers just because these books are so famous, that, and like there are the like movies about them and everything, so just because they're so familiar, I don't feel the need to refrain from spoilers. Anyway, so I've just reached the part where all the four siblings have made their way into Narnia, and they are following the Red Robin to what I seem to remember is the White Witch's castle. or fortress or whatever it is. Yeah, I think they meet up with the beavers next. I mean, the next chapter is called A Day with the Beavers, and I barely remember that. So yeah, I had forgotten more than I remembered. I'm already seeing like a lot of symbolism and stuff in this book that I definitely did not pick up on when I was 11 and 12 years old. Like the way that Edmund was just ensnared by the witch and her promises and all of that stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is such a good like way of showing how sin and evil and the devil like ensnares us and makes us these false promises that he is not going to make good on. And yeah, it's just so good, and so it's so cute and so fairy tale like, but it's also so deep at the same time. Like I just love it. But anyway, I didn't mention it at the top of the video, but I am hoping to like read the whole book today because it's only 200 pages and like I kind of don't have anything else going on, so we'll see if I get through it. Another chunk accomplished. We have just gotten through the part where Peter took down the wolf in the chapter called Peter's First Battle. So many good things happening. Definitely had forgotten a lot of it. I just feel so bad for Edmund. Like I know that obviously he gets rescued and they end up being like the kings and queens or princes and princesses. I can't remember exactly. Yeah, I'm also a little curious to see like how has his encounter with the witch and kind of the evil side of Narnia, like how is that going to impact him in the future? And I'm going to be honest, I forget if that is explored in later books or not. So yeah, that'll be interesting to find out. I thought the scene where they met Father Christmas was so good. Like, okay, that was such a bad description of it. It was so good. Duh, that's why I'm talking about it. I thought it was so powerful. That's the right word. And it reminded me of in The Lord of the Rings when the Fellowship leaves. I can't remember the name of the forest, but the forest with Galadriel. And she gives them all gifts that are specific to them and to the rest of their adventure. Like she gives Sam the rope that ends up like letting Sam and Frodo like down that one ravine, and that's like a very critical part of the story. Sorry, this isn't a Lord of the Rings video. But anyway, that's what the Father Christmas scene reminded me of like, oh, these gifts are not just like you know, you think of Father Christmas and Christmas gifts and like, oh, they're just fun, but like these gifts are important to them, and it's like, oh, they're going to play a part in the story, and like Peter's shield and sword were just part of his first battle. And I again can't remember, but I wonder if Edmund has a gift that he's going to get later on, or if he's going to be different from the siblings by not having one. I can't remember. I had forgotten way more than I realized. So yeah, I only have a small chunk left, just page 147 to like 205. So gonna knock that one out real quick. Alright, y'all, I just finished it up. Wow. What an ending. Oh my goodness, so much happened in the last like 40 pages of this book. Crazy. And like, it's not a long book, it's literally only 200 pages and it's small. I genuinely forgot more of that book than I remembered it. Like, I remember like specific things from the movie, but like apparently not as much as I thought I had. And I had like forgotten about Aslan being killed until we like got to the scene, and I was like, oh my gosh, yes, this happens. And then I had forgotten, I knew he had to come back, but like I had just forgotten how it all happened. Oh my goodness, that was beautiful. It was so heartbreaking, like reading about him being tortured and then killed, and then the girls like Susan and Lucy like mourning him. I felt that so deeply. That was a tough read, and I don't remember how I felt when I read it as a kid, and I don't know if I necessarily equated that to what Jesus did for us on the cross. But I obviously now understand it, and it touched me very, very deeply. And yeah, I just really like that was probably the most gripping 2 chapters of the book for me. And that'll probably stick with me a little longer than the rest of the book. Everything else though was so fairy tale and so cute, but also in a deep way, if that makes sense. And I'm really glad I'm rereading these books. And I'm also glad that I started with this book, because it really swept me in, just like the articles that I read said it would. But yeah, 5 stars. Not surprised at that. Who would be surprised at that? Loved it. And then the end, when they like, I remembered that they came back out of the wardrobe. I did remember that. But when they like came back out, I was like, oh my gosh, that like they literally grew up in Narnia and now they're back to being kids again. Like, what? Um, yeah, I'd be like, nah, I'm staying in Narnia. I ain't going back through there. Thank you for watching this video, for following along with my thoughts on my reread. That's basically like the first time of me reading it, because I didn't remember like 70% of it. Let me know the last time you read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, if you've read it. If you haven't, I'm so sorry for giving so much away, but I did warn you. So anyway, yeah, let me know your thoughts. We can have a little conversation about it in the comments. And if you liked this video, go ahead and give it a like. And if you want to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe. And I will see you in a video very soon. Bye.